Thank you sa pag-click ng aking video. Good day po sa lahat ng SSS members and SSS pensioners. Sa mga bagong viewers at napadaan lang, by the way, I'm Tita Eda. Welcome to my channel. Alam ko kaya mo to clinic kasi gusto mong malaman kung paano mag-apply ng condonation program ng SSS. So para po sa mga detalye, pakinggan po natin ang panayam sa isang SSS officer. So please watch the entire video and please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share and comment to this video.
Now, what is the short-term member loan penalty condonation program? The STMLPCP, or the Short-Term Member Loan Penalty Condonation Program, is one of the pandemic relief and restructuring program offerings of SSS. It aims to provide member borrowers with delinquent or past due loans whose livelihood and financial capacity might be affected by the recent pandemic, a reprieve from paying the penalty of their loans through an opportunity to fully pay their obligations in an affordable payment term. Next slide, please. Now, what is the coverage of the penalty condonation program? The short-term member loan penalty condonation program covers the following past due short-term member loans. By past due, we mean that all loan is delinquent for a period of at least 6 months as of the first day of the condonation period. These are the following loans that are covered under this condonation program. Number 1, salary loan. Number 2, calamity loan. Number 3, salary loan early renewal program. Number 4, emergency loan. And number 5, restructured loans under the loan restructuring program implemented by SSS in 2016 to 2019. Next slide, please. Now, when is the start of the short-term member loan penalty condonation program? The short-term member loan penalty condonation program will run for 3 months, starting on November 15, 2021, and will end on February 14, 2022. Next slide, please. Who are qualified to avail of the short-term member loan penalty condonation program? SSS members who are under 65 years old at the end of the installment term for installment payment. Number 2, SSS members who have not been granted any final benefit, that is, the total permanent disability or retirement. And number 3, SSS member borrowers who have not been disqualified due to fraud committed against the SSS. Number 3, next slide, please. Member borrowers with past due loans for at least 6 months as of the first day of the condonation period who will file their final benefit application for permanent total disability or retirement whose contingency date is on or before the last day of the availment period of the condonation program. Finally, heirs or beneficiaries of deceased member borrowers with past due loans for at least 6 months as of the first day of the condonation period who will file the death benefit application whose condonation date is on or before the last day of the availment period of the condonation program. Next slide, please. What are the payment terms available? Number 1 is a one-time payment. Therein, full payment of the consolidated loan within 30 calendar days from receipt of the notice of approval of the penalty condonation application in a single payment transaction. Members who are 65 years old or older who will not file their final benefit claim within the availment period may avail of the one-time payment term only. Next slide, please. Second, there is this installment term, wherein 50% down payment of the consolidated loan within 30 days 30 calendar days from receipt of the notice of approval of the penalty condonation application in a single payment transaction. The remaining 50% shall become restructured loan 1 and shall be paid in 6 equal monthly installments starting from the month following the end of the 30 calendar day period stated in the item 2A. Next slide. What will happen to my delinquent loan or loans if I apply for the STMLPCP or the Short-Term Member Loan Penalty Condonation Program? The sum amount of all due and demandable arrears composed of outstanding principal and interest of the member borrower's past due loan or loans shall be consolidated into one consolidated loan. For example, if a member has a salary loan availed last January 12, 2016, an emergency loan availed last October 15, 2018, and a calamity loan availed last January 18, 2020, with a principal of 3,965 and 17 pesos, 6,317.94 for emergency loan, and 15,000 pesos for calamity loan, will be consolidated into one loan together with the interests for a total of 28,288 pesos and 36 centavos consolidated loan. Next slide, please. What is the interest rate and penalty for a restructured loan? For installment term, a restructured loan shall be subject to interest rate of 3% per annum, computed on a diminishing principal balance over the 6 months term payment term. A penalty of 1% per month shall be charged against the restructured loan's unpaid amortization after its due date during the restructured loan's payment term. Next slide, please. What is the interest rate and the payment period of a restructured loan that became delinquent? The restructured loan 2 or the delinquent loan shall be charged with an interest rate of 10% per annum until fully paid. The full amount of the delinquent loan or the restructured loan 2, including all accrued interests, shall be immediately due and demandable. Next slide, please. What are the requirements? Number 1, member must be registered in the My.SSS online facility of SSS for online filing of the application. Member must be qualified, must have a qualified short-term member loan that is past due for a period of at least 6 months as of the first day of the short-term member loan penalty condonation program period. And finally, member must have an updated contact information, that is mailing and home address and email address. Next slide, please. How will I apply for the short-term member loan penalty condonation program? First is to apply for STMLPCP under the e-services in My.SSS account. Second, you select the preferred term and submit the application together with the promissory note as well as certification and undertaking. Third, member borrower will receive the notice of a loan approval through one inbox folder of their My.SSS account, and 2 through the member's registered email address. And finally, number 4, pay the issued STMLPCP PRN or payment reference number within the approved due date to any SSS accredited collecting partners, bank or non-bank, or SSS branches with tellering facility.
So heto na nga po ang steps or kung paano po mag-apply sa condonation loan program po ni SSS. So yung una nga po ang very important is dapat meron kayong my.sss account, meron po kayong username and password po. Importante na dapat meron kang account online sa my.sss, dapat nakapag-register ka at may username at password ka. At next naman is pag nakalagin ka na online, makikita mo na yung option na yon for the condonation loan program. So meaning po, ma-activate lang siya ni SSS starting November 15. At ang third step naman, may option na kayo na makareceive ng loan approval sa pamamagitan ng inbox. Usually sa my.sss, meron na siyang notification doon, makikita nyo. And through email, kung ano yung na-registered yung email sa my.sss, dun kayo ino-notify kung approve. At ang last step, once ma-approve, is mag-i-issue na ng terms of payment. Yun ay kung gusto nyo ng one-time full payment or installment. At pwede na kayong magbayad sa mga collecting partners ni SSS na accredited banks or non-bank or SS branches with tellering facility.
So ayan mga guys, if you find this video very helpful at nagustuhan mo itong video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell para updated kayo sa lahat ng videos na aking i-upload. Thank you ulit sa pag-tune in nyo sa aking channel. Again, this is Tita Eda. If you have a questions and you want information, just visit Tita Eda's channel. Continue to be a blessing and stay safe.